The world's most watched and most prestigious football competition, the FIFA World Cup, that started all the way from 1930, kick-starts tomorrow in the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico, or Mexico as the Spanish would call it. And it starts by 8 p.m. Nigerian time with the first game between Mexico and South Africa. But there are already controversial issues surrounding the tournament, especially the one related to the United States of America. Welcome to Sport Hangouts, where we give you updates on live and controversial issues on the world of football. I'm not here alone, I'm JJ, but I've got Josh with me here this afternoon. You're welcome, Josh.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's good to be back here again.
The FIFA World Cup starts tomorrow, and like I said earlier, there are already controversial issues surrounding it, especially the United States of America. Canada and Mexico are not giving problems. The US, it has major share in this.
No doubt.
And it's the one giving issues out. First is the issue they have with Somalia's referee, the best African referee of, I think, last season. And now he's been denied visa entry to officiate in this tournament. And he's just 34. He's like, his old dream is coming down the drain, being shattered right in his very eyes. For the fact that he's a Somali or Somalian as it may. And now, I don't know, he says, according to him, he's got all what they need. He's got his document, everything intact. But they are saying, look, you're not coming in here.
Well, yeah, the whole thing happened on Monday when he arrived at the Miami International Airport, and it was held for about 11 hours. And he wasn't given a particular reason why he was being interrogated, but at the end of the day, he had
11 hours?
11 hours, a very long period of time, almost half a day. He was held at the Miami International Airport. And of course, he had the single entry US visa, he had the diplomatic passport, so his documents were, intact. But it was reported that today, early hours of Wednesday morning, that he returned to Mogadishu in Somalia because he had to travel back to Turkey. And he was waiting for, an official response from FIFA or the USA. And it did not come. So unfortunately,
I think FIFA actually came out to say that, look, we do not interfere in a host nation immigration issues, immigration laws as well. So a host nation can determine whether you are granted visa entry to their country or not. It's based on their law. We don't interfere with that.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense because in a way you are hosting the official competition. Of course, you should have every right.
They should be giving something like consensus, something like a special right, especially if it relates to. But I don't think I can blame them because when you look at the United States, I think the United States is the most attacked nation in the world, and so they must be security conscious. And when you look at Somalia, as a matter of fact, President Donald Trump came out to say, look, this particular guy, we've looked into his background and we discovered that he has link with a major terrorist in Somalia. So we can't afford to risk that. It seems like a security threat to the United States of America.
Well, the problem has always been the host nation, I would say, because we all know right from time that United States of America has always had enemies right from time. And of course,
you know Trump, you like him or hate him, he will say what is on his mind. He doesn't care.
No doubt.
He doesn't give it. I don't know. Just but people are saying like Infantino is just figurehead. It's a puppet.
Well, in this case, I don't think a profile of Gianni Infantino can speak to the president.
Even the toughest politicians find it hard to look Donald Trump's eyes, eyeball to eyeball. Now you're talking about just a FIFA president. But it should stand to defend the integrity. But according to FIFA, like I said, they said they cannot interfere in immigration laws.
Well, and it's quite unfortunate because now Omar Atan is back in his hometown. He had a hero's welcome and he made a promise, he made a vow, speaking on referring at the 2030 World Cup. So I like the positivity from the negativity that happened for him.
There was a businessman that came out, I think yesterday, that he was going to give him £100,000 or dollars, I think. And the referee should get 50,000. So double of what he should have got at the FIFA World Cup. He said he was going to give him. And looking at the comments from Donald Trump that he's got a major link to a terrorist, and you look at that. I think there's elements. These things are they are coming together now.
Well, there's always that saying that there's no smoke without fire. But I mean,
Yes.
nothing is also. I mean, you are always innocent until you're proven
But
guilty.
it's just like
yeah.
that businessman is just like giving the United States even enough reason. They could probe into that man.
Yeah.
And any little trace linking him to any terrorist group is going to just confirm that, yes, in fact, they can come for him. And then they just to make an example of what they've just been saying all along.
Well, it's just really going to add to the controversies. There's been a lot of controversies at this World Cup event.
In fact, so many people seem to have lost interest in the competition itself.
Yeah, the high ticket price, the weather, I mean everything, the security issues. Remember, the United States of America, they're still in an ongoing war with Iran. So
and it's difficult.
There's just a lot of talking points.
And I think that takes us to the next thing about Iran themselves.
Yeah.
They were denied, a majority of their backroom staff were denied access into the United States. The same thing happened to Senegal. And after thorough, intense, long period of interview. So Senegal backroom staff and Iran's backroom staff, just some of them, not all of them, were denied access into I've been thinking, if you are coming to a major tournament like this, and if you are coming as an enemy nation to the United States, I think you should have done your due diligence, your background work, to know exactly if you have met all their requirements. Because you can't just, I know there can be interplay of politics, but do you think it's only politics here, or even these nations, this victim of nations, didn't do their research
I think
well enough?
I think we have to call out FIFA, because at the end of the day, it's still down to FIFA. If, okay, for instance,
sensitize them on what.
Yeah, like if FIFA, for instance, had informed Omar Atan that something like this was going to happen, maybe he would not have landed in Miami. Maybe he would have landed in Canada or Mexico.
And the referee's chief, that's Pelugi Colina, he situated the referee's training in the United States of America. So there was no way Omar could have been, so because I've been getting reports that, okay, he should at least, Canada wants to get him on board, Mexico, he could referee in Mexico, in Canada, but there's no way he could do that if he didn't take part in the training.
Okay, maybe if it was a training that could
and the training is in the US.
If they could video call, have a conference call.
They have to be physical.
So it's just a lot of issues, to be very honest. It's quite unfortunate for Omar Atan. He's still young, 34 years of age. Maybe he has years ahead of him.
Next World Cup he'll be 38. So
he'll be 38,
he still has like 3-4 World Cups to referee, depending on how he likes it. And then there's the issue with tickets. Just days after you banned them from staying too long in the United States, you denied their ticket sales.
It's very unfortunate. I think the president of Senegal?
Iran, they are now making statement that what the US have done is petty and vindictive. And now vindictive that they were just interested in getting revenge. Which means Iran, coming from their home country, they know that their country have done something terrible to the United States. And now they said it's vindictive.
Well, I think right from time, we've not necessarily separated football from politics. And which has got the grandest show right now, because we are now seeing a very big interplay of politics and football at the same time. It's very unfortunate, but for Iran or for Somalia, whatever nation in the world that has a travel ban to the United States of America, I think there should have been a better job done by FIFA in terms of being the middleman. Whatever. I remember I think weeks ago, was it the Senegalese president also talked about the fact that he would not be able to bring some funds because the cost of logistics can go up as much as £11,000 or so, thereabout. So he had to tell some delegates to stay behind. So it's just a lot of things. The high ticketing price. Are we now looking at FIFA, or are we looking at FIFA as maybe a money-making body at this point in time? It seems as if their major interest is how they can make sales at the end of the day.
Yeah, because the host nation must make money. They are paying huge.
No doubt.
To set up those facilities. It's huge money.
We know what happened in 2010 when South Africa...
So they must get money in return. And one of those ways they can recoup money is by these ticket sales.
Of course.
And now, the other one is Iran cannot stay in the US. Their training base in the US have been moved to Tijuana in Mexico or Mexico, as you would, whichever way you would like to pronounce it. As a matter of fact, it's been rumored that if they come to play in the US today, they must leave the US that very day. What's with this? I don't know. How do you place this? It's a football tournament.
It is.
No team should be afraid, should be scared of coming to play. If you want to host, it means you have decided to put up some waivers.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, I understand the security threat it could pose, honestly, and the United States being the United States.
Yeah.
But players.
Well, we know FIFA to be the world governing body, and there's always one thing that FIFA always preaches, that football unites the world. So how is football uniting the world in this sense?
This is complete disunity.
Of course.
This particular tournament.
And the problem is...
It will be remembered for long.
It will. And the problem is there are some issues that are even going on. I think, was it the South Korean team or the Japanese team? They had their training camp in Mexico, and we were complaining about the quality of the football pitches. So are we only saying that the quality pitches are in maybe the United States or Canada?
So and if you look at these designs from outside, you say these are wonderful designs. Just this infrastructure are wonderful. The pitches are horrible.
It's very unfortunate. I mean, at this point in time, I'm trying to imagine, maybe speaking from the point of view as a Nigerian, what if Nigerian had made it?
I was going to ask that question.
Okay.
Thank God we didn't make it because of the current banditry issue. Maybe they would have stripped our players down to the barest pants.
I mean,
if you have just ordinary shaving stick, you may be deported. They'll see you as a bandit.
So I think at the end of the day, it's always telling that what goes on in a country, the domestic issues can also affect the international issues. I think that is just the biggest lesson at the end of the day. No nation is a saint in this world, of course.
Exactly. But even the US.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you have to address things internally for you to avoid external disgrace. I think that is just the telling facts for Somalia, for any other nation that has been travel banned by the United States of America. That is just the story.
In Iran, they will face a lot of cruelty, stiff oppositions there, because just this morning, Donald Trump came out to say, look, Iran, we gave them enough chance to reach an agreement for peace talk, but they misused it, and now they are dead. He said it emphatically, they are dead.
I think it would have even made sense. For instance, Portugal playing Nigeria before the World Cup event starts. So it means that they have to travel before the World Cup starts or when the World Cup starts, because their game will not be the first. Mexico, South Africa is the first game of the World Cup. So I think nations preparing close to the start of the World Cup, I think in another way doesn't make any sense. But I understand that the football season was just concluded some weeks ago. So there's also a lot of issues around this World Cup, a lot of controversial things. So because I felt that nation countries that are going for the World Cup should have been already in their camp.
But don't you think in 2022, Qatar had a set of rules that made it also controversial before it started? You know, this no alcohol, price of alcohol sales, and this LGBTQ, this gay right activism. These things were banned, and totally you can't. There were things you couldn't do in Qatar, but it turned out to be one of the best FIFA World Cup competitions.
Well, for me, I was saying...
I'm looking at this competition as well. I think because of these 64 formats, it's going to be entertaining. The controversy will stay long forever, or for as long as possible, but I think it's still going to be fine.
I think it's really hard to remove controversies ahead of the World Cup. I think the reason why it's big is because of the United States and what is going on. But one thing that always makes all these controversies die down is the fact that the teams that will be playing,
the tournament.
Of course, the tournament.
We can get to unite on the field of play.
Exactly.
You can understand that Iran, if they get knocked out today, they must leave the United States.
I mean, I remember seeing a very funny but controversial post on Instagram. So someone was trying to depict the USA playing Iran at the World Cup, and the USA player dribbled the Iran player, and the Iran player removed a bazooka.
You are
And
done.
the USA player removed a pistol. I'm like, this is. But I love the fact that a content was made out of it. Because,
if they do play against each other, there will be bad blood.
Yeah, of course. There
will be bad blood.
There will be.
Well, I think that's the United States, Iran, Somalia, Senegal, and every other affected team. I think right now is the time for FIFA to really stand up for what it says it embodies, and that's standing to unite every nation through the football or soccer competition, as they call it in the United States of America. It's going to be interesting 1 month plus some days from now, from tomorrow. The competitions will get high. Ronaldo fans, Messi fans, Nigerians, we are partisans now. We go for whichever team that we think we like, because we will not be partaking, we will be watching from home. But then the FIFA World Cup starts tomorrow, 8 p.m. Mexico and South Africa. In 2010, that was the game that started the competition too. Will South Africa do another Jabulani, or will Mexico get a revenge for what happened then? Well, have you lost interest? Do you think it's going to come up good? Do you think the United States of America will go on field with bazooka telling the referees we must win every game? Or what do you think will happen when Iran versus USA? I think many people will be interested to see that game. If it does happen, USA versus Iran, whichever way, we are not Iran, we are not USA, we are Nigerians, and for whichever country you are watching from, if your country is playing in the World Cup, do you think that this is going to be one of the best competitions or the worst football competition, FIFA World Cup football competition ever? Drop in the comment box. We'd like to hear from you. Until next time we meet, I'm JJ.
I'm Joseph. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.